obviously, you're here because I guess we're all trying to figure out the same thing. It's incredibly hot in the UK. I feel like there's one question we always ask ourselves: are we doing enough? And you probably are. Now, see, a lot of us are obsessed with this false idea that movement is progress. Like, we try to do the most, we try to make the most moves because we believe we sell ourselves this idea that we're making the most progression and that there's this need to have our life together. But that's fake. That's very fake. See, when you move quickly, you do make some movements, right? You move, get from destination A to B. But see, what we sometimes do, me myself personally, is this. You move too fast, you miss out on You miss out on great opportunities to enjoy life. I'm not saying speed isn't important, but I also believe life is more so greater important. I was reading this book, The Alchemist, and it gave a perfect example as to where sometimes we place ourselves in life. He said to the young boy, the king said to the young boy, he said, go into my house. I'm going to give you a teaspoon of oil. Don't let a drop fall, but go into my house and walk through my castle or whatever. And the young boy did it. And the king, he came back, navigated his way through the house, and the king asked him, what did you see? And the boy said, oh, nothing, I guess, paraphrasing. But the boy didn't see anything because he was so focused on the oil not spilling, because the task was not to drop oil. Now the king said a second time, okay, go into my palace or my castle or whatever and just look around, you know. And he did that, and he found amazing paintings and an amazing structure and something exciting, something that he had never seen before. And the king asked him about the oil, and he had spilled all the oil because he was so fixated on looking around at what's great. Now the king essentially said something, and so simple in it, where we need to be in life. It's simple. We need to forget this idea of doing so much and missing out on life, you know. We have to be at a central point at which we have our oil in our spoon, but we don't miss out on the beauties of the world and what's around us and what we're meant to do. Essentially, that's what it is. You know, we're quite young and we haven't really ever figured out what we're really meant to do, but there's this pressure right now on social media. It's all around you. You feel like there's this need to have it together, and I'm talking to myself when I'm saying this. I feel like there's this need to have it together, but we miss out on life when we're trying to get it together, that we miss out on the present when we're so fixated on the future. We're fixated on dreaming so much that we don't wake up. And then we're fixated on working to create this perfect life that we just don't live. there's people that are so rich in the world that they don't even have that much time to enjoy their money. But there's people who have mastered time and wealth, you know. I say wealth in the sense of they're rich in the sense because they've mastered enough time to make that money but enough time to spend. I think that's a perfect point to be at. Don't you think? Forget this idea that you have to figure it out right now. Stepping stones become stumbling blocks. So set up your future, but don't forget to live the present. Because if you miss out on both, all you have is a sad past. And that past is imminent. So make sure that the past is a memory, not just time given to the future that you never really get to enjoy. Because realistically, once you hit that 40, 50 or even 30, there's amounts of pressure that we simply don't understand at this age. And right now we're trying to figure out too much on trying to understand somewhere we're not at, that we don't enjoy where we're at. Have a good day, guys.